Hello and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Network, where we celebrate Nigerians making significant strides around the world. I'm Juliana Olayinka. On today's programme, we take a look at Nigerians in the diaspora who are creating lasting impact through African culture advocacy. Our guest is Richard Edoki. He speaks to us about celebrating Nigeria's unique cultural identity while promoting cross-cultural understanding and exchange in Cornwall. But before then, let's get up to speed on the latest news in the diaspora.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated Nigerian-born American footballer Moro Ojomo on his Super Bowl victory with the Philadelphia Eagles. Born in Lagos, Ojomo's journey took him from Nigeria to California in 2009 and now to the NFL's biggest stage. The Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22, securing their fifth NFL title. After the win, Ojomo proudly held up the Nigerian flag, celebrating a remarkable season. Governor Sanwo-Olu praised his resilience, calling him an inspiration to Lagosians and Nigerians worldwide. Drafted in the seventh round, Ojomo has shown steady progress. With key roster changes ahead, he is poised to take on a bigger defensive role. His determination and performance in the Super Bowl highlight his potential as a key player for the Eagles' future success. Nigerian-born cybersecurity expert Dr. Fene Osakwe has made history as the first African nominated for the UK's prestigious Cyber Personality of the Year award. The award, which was established in 2014, celebrates individuals who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and advocacy in cybersecurity. Set for March, the historical event will be attended by the UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. Dr. Osakwe, chairman of the Lagos State Cybersecurity Advisory Board, is the only African among nominees from 11 countries. With over a decade of pioneering work, he has contributed to research, written for Forbes, and served on global advisory boards. At just 10 years old, British-Nigerian author Hepzibah Akinwunle set a Guinness World Record for the longest fictional novel written by a child. Her debut book, Chronicles of the Timekeepers Whisked Away, published in 2023, spans an impressive 58,000 words, surpassing the previous record of 44,000. Born in Cambridge, Hepzibah discovered her passion for writing at the age of 8 and was encouraged by her mother. Her novel, praised for its vivid storytelling, follows a fictionalized version of herself navigating a magical world. Beyond writing, Hepzibah champions diversity in literature through her project No Approval Needed, which promotes representation for ethnic minority children. Her success proves that age is no barrier to making an impact in the world of literature. And British-Nigerian rapper Little Simz has been announced as the curator of the 2025 Meltdown Festival, set to take place at London's South Bank Centre from the 12th to the 22nd of June. The Mercury Prize-winning artist will put together a boundary-breaking lineup and perform at the event, joining past curators like David Bowie, Patti Smith and Grace Jones. Simz called it a true honour, promising 11 days of art, music and workshops. The South Bank Centre praised her genre-defying creativity and commitment to inspiring the next generation. With critically acclaimed albums like Sometimes I Might Be Introvert and No Thank You, Simz has cemented her place as one of the UK's most gifted rappers. The festival's full lineup will be announced this spring. Simon Pusey with your Diaspora Network News Wrap from London.
We've been following the activities of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission as they continue to engage citizens both home and abroad through various programmes. Let's take a look at some of the latest initiatives.
As part of efforts to strengthen ties with the African diaspora community, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, is partnering with the National Population Commission to document descendants of the historic African diaspora with ancestral ties to Nigeria. Speaking at a meeting in Abuja, the NIDCOM chairman, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, emphasized the importance of the collaboration in enhancing diaspora engagement and fostering meaningful reintegration. She described the initiative as aligning with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda aimed at purposeful diaspora engagement for national development. Mrs. Dabiri Erewa also encouraged the African Ancestry Reunion delegation to embrace Nigeria as their home, invest in its development, and participate in the annual Badagry Door of Return Festival for a transforming cultural and spiritual experience. The NIDCOM boss also received a delegation from the Association of Foreign Relations Professionals of Nigeria, led by President of the Association, Ambassador Garba Lawal. Mr. Lawal lauded the achievements of NIDCOM, describing the body as an essential partner and a strategic force for implementing foreign policy. Mrs. Dabiri Erewa called on the association, as partners of NIDCOM, to share valuable insights and perspectives, especially as the Commission looks forward to reviving its national diaspora policy. She further reiterates the Commission's commitment to working closely with the association and exploring opportunities for mutual growth and development.
In addition to entertainment and information sharing, the power of media extends to the realm of transformation as well as impact, and many Nigerians in the diaspora have leveraged their storytelling skills to celebrate African culture while engaging a diverse audience. In our special report this week, we shine the spotlight on some of them.
The Nigeria diaspora community is home to many media professionals in countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Germany. These individuals have established themselves as reputable voices in their respective fields, covering a range of topics from politics and business to entertainment and culture. Despite the challenges of cultural displacement and limited resources, many Nigerians in diaspora are using their platforms to promote cultural exchange, amplify African voices, challenge stereotypes, and showcase the richness and diversity of African culture. Additionally, their efforts contribute to promoting a more nuanced and accurate understanding of Africa and Nigeria, while contributing to a more inclusive and diverse global media landscape. Nigerian-American writer, lawyer, and development specialist Nneoma Nwogu is known for her remarkable contribution to the growing body of African poetry in the world. She hails from Mbase in Imo State and holds a Bachelor of Arts from Wellesley College, a Master of Philosophy from Oxford University, and a law degree from the University of Michigan. Her chapbook, Here, There, and What is Broken in Between, is part of the TISA New Generation African Poet Set, a project of the Africa Poetry Book Fund. Her articles and social media posts often highlight the achievements of Africans and challenge negative narratives about the continent. Another outstanding media personality is Adaobi Wabani. The US-based journalist is amplifying African voices through her work, which often features conversations promoting Nigeria's cultural heritage, traditions, and values. These and many more Nigerian media professionals in the diaspora are celebrating the unique Nigerian identity as well as promoting cross-cultural understanding and exchange.
Now, let's move our focus to our guest, Richard Edoki, a cultural ambassador and community advocate.
Richard Edoki, popularly known as Richie Bongo, is a cultural advocate, community leader, and broadcaster who is dedicated to amplifying African heritage while fostering inclusivity in Cornwall, UK, where he resides. Through his radio show, African Vibe with Richie Bongo, on Community and Hospital Broadcasting Network, CHBN, he emerged as a key voice connecting African and Cornish communities. After over a decade of practice as a broadcast journalist in Nigeria, he relocated to the United Kingdom. His move to Cornwall in April 2023 marked the beginning of an inspiring journey of resilience, faith, and transformation. Determined to carve a niche in his new environment, he leveraged his storytelling skills and passion for cultural exchange to create a radio platform that celebrates African identity while engaging a diverse audience. Since its inception, African Vibe with Richie Bongo has grown in popularity, earning recognition for its unique blend of music, storytelling, cultural discourse, and social impact. His show has become a trusted space for African immigrants, healthcare professionals, Cornish residents, and beyond, bridging gaps through conversations about music, food, dress sense, language, and shared experiences.
A case in point, I was doing I call it evangelism. I go to the hospital to talk to patients, to tell them about our culture, that what you read. Permits me to also say that part of what made me to set up African Vibe, I started by describing the distance between London and where I am right now, Cornwall, far away. So these people, they've not really seen the Black population this much. And definitely you expect racism, you expect bullying, and you expect other forms of intimidation. This show, African Vibe, is a center point for the Cornish people and African people to exchange culture. I teach you my culture and you teach me yours, which I've been able to do over time. African Vibe have really helped Africans here in Cornwall and helped the Cornish people to understand each other's tradition, that Africa is not a continent that we all walk around naked. Africa is not a forest, and Africans coming here to work as also African Vibe has taught them to drop their prejudice that they came with, that these people, they don't like us, they hate us because we've come to take their job. No, the show is a center point for the two communities, the African community and the Cornish community. The Cornish people want to learn about Africans, and they got a platform called African Vibe. The African people working here, they want to listen to their music while they are working. They want to talk about their culture. They want people from other countries. I also did something about this wine carrying in the Igbo tradition, Ibanku, if I get that right. And my colleagues on CHBN, they all wanted to know, why was the lady walking around with this cup? And the interview exposed so many things. Education. We use music to entertain, and we inform them about what the continent Africa is all about. That is African Vibe. Is a platform of cultural diversity and how we can inclusivity in where we are, how we can connect with our host community and our host community understand us. We are visitors though, but we've come here to live and work. We are not here to make trouble. We are here to live, and we can live peacefully. And African Vibe is that driver that is driving that narrative. We want to live in unity. And I've gotten engaged with so many of the Cornish people, and they are happy because African Vibe has really changed the narrative.
His interviews with key figures including hospital executives, diversity champions, law enforcement officials, and community leaders have cemented his role as a catalyst for dialogue and positive change, and his dedication has not gone unnoticed. His work has been commended by notable institutions, including CHBN Radio, where his show was extended to a 2-hour slot due to its increasing influence. He was recently nominated for Best Newcomer category at the National Hospital Radio Awards 2025. Beyond broadcasting, Richard is passionate about youth development. He is working on a monthly hangout for teenagers in Cornwall that will foster diversity, mentorship, and inclusivity. Additionally, he is incorporating African poetry and literature readings into his show to further highlight the richness of African storytelling. Through determination, authenticity, and a deep commitment to cultural representation, he continues to inspire, educate, and connect people across backgrounds. The Cross River-born broadcast journalist is married to Linda, and they are blessed with a son.
When we return, he shares more about his work.
I was born and raised in Nigeria. I only left Nigeria to come to this part of the world in 2023, April 2023. And I was born in the military hospital, Kaduna. And should I say, growing up, the best part of my life was done in the military barracks. I went to the military primary school. Part of my secondary school life was in the military cantonment, and I had a stink movement out to the prestigious Marino College in Okukogoja, but I now came back into the army school, and it's been on for me. And I went to higher institution in Calabar, and I came back to Lagos, and the passion for journalism came, and I had to toe the line. I joined Rhythm 93.7 FM in the year 2000 as an intel, and I go in the hands of good hands like Momo Kubanje, Charles Carlos, Teladin Jacob, Osaji Ogumbo, Mustafa Isa. You can name them, Femi Showolu. And they really trained me, and that zeal to be a good journalist came onto me just like they invested in me. And coming down here, I don't know anything that I have to do again, if not broadcasting. And I just had to pitch my tent here, and I'm doing the message that they all taught me. National Hospital Awards is came out from the Hospital Broadcasting Association here in the United Kingdom. Is a group of radio stations that they are focused on delivering well-being and health messages to patients in different hospitals. Right now, I volunteer for a hospital and community radio here in Cornwall. It's called CHBN, Community Hospital Broadcasting Network. It's a community hospital radio, and we serve a hospital known as the Royal Cornwall Hospital, NHS Trust, West Cornwall Hospital, and one others. So the award is a group of members in the hospital radio community in the UK. So they came together to reward volunteers. I have to make this known that everybody that works in the hospital radio, we are all volunteers. We volunteer our time to help patients well, just use information, education, and entertainment as therapy for patients coming into hospital. African Vibe is the name of the show. African Vibe with Chibongo. My name is Richard, and I gave my nickname is Richibongo. So when I got into this space, as a broadcaster, I listened to your television stations and I listened to your radio station. And I discovered that they speak to themselves. They don't really speak to Africans. When I say we Africans, nobody talked about our culture, our tradition. They don't speak our languages back that we understand in Africa. And I sat down and I said, what can I do to get Africans as a community here in Cornwall? Should I open a WhatsApp group? Definitely not everybody will want to join the WhatsApp group. Should I do a Facebook? Not everybody will want that kind of publicity. I now approach CHBN, a community and hospital radio. I now said, as a community radio, how can we sit down and get the African audience? How do you get the African audience? If you play their music, if you talk about their culture, their lifestyles, and bring Africa from Africa down to Cornwall. How can we do this? Give us airtime and we'll play African music. We'll talk about our culture, the way we want to understand ourselves. We have to do it on radio. And it was approved. I started African Vibe just to see how Africans we can tell our stories ourselves. The history books, they've done well. But right now we are here with the Cornish people. Most of them travel as far as Kenya, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, just for holidays, just to understand Africa. So I now said to myself, why don't we bring what they are traveling to Africa down here for them? Cornwall is a growing African population. Africans are trooping here to work. And the first interview I did, one of the leaders of the Nigerian community, I interviewed her. She said she came here like 6-7 years ago, if I could remember. And when she got in here, she and her husband and just few people were the only blacks that were in Cornwall. She said to me that if they see any black anywhere, they run. That is to tell you that Cornwall has not experienced the kind of black skin humans that they are seeing now. If you say 20 years ago, they've they've not seen the kind of population of blacks, but now the blacks are here. So how do you entertain, inform, and educate them if they don't have a platform? And I started African Vibe. African Vibe is a platform. We started from 1 hour, and in few months we got 2 hours because the community, the Cornish people, picked interest. They want to listen to what Africans are saying. They love our music. They got a platform that they want to hear about Africa. There's a group called the Black Voices Cornwall, Cocoa Bean, and the Calabash group. These are groups for ethnic minorities and the blacks in Cornwall. And African Vibe has joined this group that have been in existence because they want to listen to African music. I moved African Vibe into that for Africans to be part of them. Let's go in there. Let's tell these people our stories. The Cornish people are ready to learn things that they don't know. You don't expect someone that have stayed here in Cornwall for 60 years to now he has not seen blacks. I said to them, Africans, can we mix with these people? Let's hang out. And we started something like community gathering. Africans will join them. If it's happening here, we go, we play African music, we play reggae music, we play the Cornish music, we all form a circle, we dance. At the end of the day, everybody will go home and say, yes, I see you the next day. I smile rather than I hate you. You've come to take my job. No, Cornwall is peaceful. Africans are resilient. We have strength. We are humble. We are not criminals. So they see the perception is changing now because the African you say that is your colleague is not what you say on television about the African country. No, African Vibe has been able to tell a different story because we talk about our culture. People from Nigeria have learned about cultures in Zambia. People from Cornwall have learned about things happening in Nigeria, how we dance, how we cook our food, how we talk. There's this communication difference. If you don't understand the way they do things, we are all different kind of beings. The way they do things is different from the way we do things in Africa. So African Vibe is a center point that communicates how things are done in Africa and how things are done here in Cornwall. I was an altar boy growing up, and I had the intention of becoming a priest. But growing up, changes will happen. So I moved to, if I could be a lawyer, it did not work. Then I took the path of journalism, and that has really helped me. They trained me to be humble, to be hardworking, and those are the kind of values I brought down here. Was it easy settling in? No. Have I settled in? No. But just because I was smart enough to reason and see a problem, a vacuum in the broadcast industry here, that there's a need to satisfy the African people. And I brought an African vibe. If I've not learned from those, my mentors, I don't think I could have brought that kind of value here. Maybe I could have been walking around with the talent I got from Nigeria, but the discipline I got from my parents, my community, the military community, and the broadcast industry in Nigeria, my colleagues from channels, different media houses, has really shaped me to the kind of person I am right now. I would like to encourage Nigerians living the shores of Nigeria to be wise when they get to their destination. Listen, learn, and understand where you're going to. Don't rush. You got skills, retrain yourself. You got energy, not do gra. Stay calm, stay focused. The laws are different in different countries. Read the laws, follow the right people, and be a good citizen of where you are from.
And that wraps up another episode of Diaspora Network. Remember, you can find more amazing stories of Nigerians making their mark on the global stage on our YouTube channel and website, channelstv.com. Until next time, I'm Juliana Olayinka. Bye for now.